I must have had nightmares. I woke up crying, or and then I immediately went to call Cheryl. She's not there. I don't know if she'll be back, or I wanted to tell her two things. That Marion is going to be at that meeting, the meeting that I would be at under normal circumstances, where there was no Marion, or just normal circumstances, or there was a Marion, but there wasn't, Marion, my enemy. I want to stress to Cheryl, since she's going to meet my aunt for the first time, and we already know Marion's game. I already told Cheryl the truth about everything. The only thing I didn't tell Cheryl was about me, about the Chad Kruger fiasco, okay? But I told her everything. Even about I did stuff in the past, but I didn't do stuff this time. I didn't do anything. Cheryl knows I didn't destroy the house, okay? She knows I was crying every day and telling her, and she communicated with my mom's social worker that what my mom was doing to her own house. I didn't do anything to that house. But more importantly, I didn't steal $1,700. My mom has more money than she even knows what to do with in a couple of years. Thank God. She's going to have access to her 401k. It's over 50. She has more money than she knows what to do with. $1,700 is nothing. It wasn't money she took out of her account. It was money I had been, when I didn't know she had received all that money. So you have to understand, Marion had my mother lied to me that I was paying my mother the equivalent of rent. And that wasn't the total that I paid in those 10 months. It was because, remember, it wasn't the total because she had used the cash for other stuff. She gets her little measly $125 a week, and I had been paying for everything, even when she didn't want me to, because she knew. She was like, oh, let me pay for the dog food. No, Mom, no. She knew she had a shitload of money. I didn't know. But she knew. It's important for my mother to know that, too. That she has got to tell the truth. That money was simply money she'd saved up under her mattress because I had been paying the equivalent of rent. Had I not been paying the equivalent of rent, she wouldn't have been able to save up the money under her mattress because she would have been spending it as normal when I wasn't living there. Duh, What the hell, I was just dreaming, but it was bad. I didn't even sleep my normal 3 hours when I got back to bed. I slept an hour and a half. Cheryl doesn't like when I repeat stuff, but then again, I've told Cheryl so much, and, under the circumstances, if she's going to meet Marion, she needs to really, really have that, drilled home, because Marion, that's what Marion uses to smear my name. Shit, it's either half-truths or outright lies. This time it's an outright lie. And I can't take it. My mother has to tell the truth, too. It wasn't like she went to her fucking bank account and took out $1,700. It was fucking money she had saved up because she didn't have to spend the little money that Marion doled out to her every week. That's the bottom line. And Marion in the future is apparently not going to give her any cash. So if Marion's not going to give her any cash, you know, why shouldn't I tell her friends? You know, I'm tired of the secrets. I'll tell her fucking friends about that she has that much money. It's not like she can give it to them. You know? I'm tired of this shit. Why should I have to endlessly have my name smeared when I tried to help my mother? One fucking thing downstairs. I didn't drink it Friday night because I didn't want to. I'd had my little bit of liquor earlier, and then I had that 8% thing, whatever it was, but like mango reader or something or other. I have something downstairs, only 5%, which is pretty much nothing. But I could go somewhere and buy something else for a couple of bucks that will add to that nothing. I could buy one of those 4s, even if I have to go. You know, can't get it around here. They don't, neither liquor store has it. I can find a liquor store that has it. Maybe something in a less prestigious town that would cater to people who want to buy you know, the stuff that gets you shit-faced on very little money. Steel Reserve beers, those things, those 4 things, FOUR things. Or Tilt. I should type in, do they sell Tilts in Massachusetts? They sold them in California. I liked those Tilts. I liked the black raspberry one. That was good. Didn't steal $1,700 from my mother. On the surface, it looks like I did, because Marion's going to conveniently leave out the fact that my mother has almost $60,000 to her name. You know? I had nightmares. Something bad that I can't remember. I just want to fucking go out and walk and put my contacts in and my eyes bothering me. I just ignore it. I just buy brand new, put in brand new contacts and just hope for the best. I highly doubt my eye's going to bother me anymore, whether I'm wearing the contacts or not. If you want to know the truth, I'll put in brand new ones. I think I'm going to need contacts soon. To buy sheets too. Can't stand those Jello sheets. And I washed them, but I had them in that cage foam and they're red, but they don't fit the bedroom anyway. I gave him back his good sheets. He's so nice. But then I gave him back because I was just using them to hang up on the cover the windows anyway. And I don't want him to give me his brand new sheets. People like to have 2 sets of sheets, you know. I want him to have his 2, you know, so they can put one on while they're washing the other one or whatnot. I know you don't like to just have 1 set of sheets. I know it's not going to be very warm today, but at least it's sunny. I could look out and see the sun. I had nightmares. Whatever they were not pleasant. 'Cause I'm in a real bad mood right now. Counseling, just so I could sit there and tell this person that I talked to over and over and over and over and over again that, yeah, I admittedly fucked up in the past. I didn't do anything wrong this time. And I can't take it that Marion's allowed to just get away with this endlessly. People need to know the bigger picture. I mean, people in my mom's life. They need to know the bigger picture. That I did tons of things to help her, that I'm her daughter, that she was not poor, that she had $60,000 close to it, and when I found that out, she can, and besides, she gave me back that money because I was supposed to stay there, and I was going to use it to buy things. I was going to buy some Vitamix. That was going to be like $700. I bought the damn ProPro system that I'm not even going to use. I should give that back to her when she gets out and I go visit. I mean, when she's back in her fucking house. Here, now Marion can just say that I stole $1,400 for you instead of $1,700. Fucking God. Marion's good. I'm not using it for anything but putting my camera on anyway. Because it's too... I don't know how to put it together, and I'd already asked him for help, but he might not wash his hands good, and then my water supply would be contaminated, And even if it's not, I'll be thinking that it is. At least I have a fighting shot with Poland Springs, it's pure. I mean, it might be contaminated during bottling, but at least, I just don't trust anything you put together. Especially when someone's putting it together who, they can be blasé about it, or they can be, it's not their thing, They're not worried. They're certainly not, in any way, shape, or form, worried about chemicals in the water or GMOs or anything like that. And then they might not take me seriously. That I need them to be really, really, really scrub their hands down before they're helping me put this together, And then if something happened, I'd be upset. and it might turn it, it's just not worth it. I'd rather just pay the money and get the Poland spray and use the damn Pro for put my camera on and make videos. Well, now I have the camera on the vase, which is almost the same, it's a little higher up. I don't think Joe will buy the thing off me. I asked him if he wanted to buy it off me for half price. It's unopened. The canister's open. But it's open, it didn't really come on. It's not unopened completely, but it's not, I didn't open up any of the filter parts or anything like that, or, they're still on their plastic, but just that canister thing, it's out of the box. Out of the box, because I wanted to use it to create my videos on. Get some use out of it anyway. Fault. I slept in my condo. I didn't even sleep like 10 hours either. It's one of those things where I crashed and then I woke up real early and took them out. But no. Never happened before. Never had any problem sleeping in my contacts. Now my eyes are bothering me. Not a speck of water to my name. He went out yesterday to see his... I was going to ask him to help me put that together, and he went out. He came home late. I couldn't even ask him to take me to get water. Maybe I'll go down that thing on an empty stomach. No, it's not an empty stomach. I have my little fruit and my sunflower seeds. Maybe I go down that thing on a semi-empty stomach. Right in front of you. And then walking by more. Because store probably opens at 10, right? By the time I get dressed, put my contacts in, put some lipstick on and whatnot, and drink the thing too. That'll take time. It'll be 10 o'clock. Didn't steal $1,700 from my mother. My mom's rich compared to me and still not allowed to give me a fucking penny. It wasn't even money to cover account. It was money I had basically given to her. That's what it was. Money I'd given to her in the equivalent rent that she gave back to me. I'm upset. I remember the dreams. I know they were bad. I have to mail out that thing to my mom anyway, and I have to get my ass to Walmart too. And I need to get a thing that goes over my glasses and things that go over your glasses. Because I don't, I take home route for this thing. I don't always want to put on my contacts. I'm not always wearing my contacts. I need to get my eyes a rest. But I can't be going out in the sun without sunglasses. I don't want to. I found out more of the pieces of the puzzle when my mom was supposed to get out of the hospital, and I'm upset too. I can't remember how I knew she was in that other one. We're talking about the first one she went to. First they bring you to a medical hospital always, and then when a bed opens up at whatever mental hospital, it can be anywhere. Believe me, she's gone closer to where she lives, and she's gone hours away from where she lives. Or wherever she's lived, because remember she's lived different places and been carted off by the police to mental hospitals. It's just wherever a bed opens up. They also have to evaluate you before they bring it. They have to make sure nothing medically is wrong with you. So you always go to a hospital first. In any case, how did I know she was thinking? Mental hospital she's been in Massachusetts. She's only ever lived in Massachusetts. Some that she's been in may not even exist anymore. I don't know. Get to where she's going, if she even wants to go. I'm sure she sounds good. All I know is she actually did go home briefly, apparently, when she was in that other place. And remember when she was doing, and then she said that those stupid friends of hers that I cannot stand, the ones that owe her money and that stopped paying her back ever since I moved in with her. They're just... She said something about Marion did take her home, and then she wound up going back in the hospital because they were those married friends that I can't stand. Were fighting in front of my mom and upsetting her. And then I think my mom, Marion, also my mom said all this. She said it all. She was talkative last time. She was just talking up a storm. Didn't have enough, didn't have to ask her anything. I even said, "Show you saw I didn't bring anything up." She's bringing it all up. She was like, "I see, it's okay, I know. You're not trying to upset your mom." She's bringing all this shit up. She was remembering everything. And she brought it all up, so I said, "Yeah, what happened with that?" She's like, "Oh, I did go home briefly, but then I guess I was writing a check to so-and-so and so." I'm like, "Why, Mom? They owe you money. You're not supposed to give them a penny." And then Marion came back, and Marion caught her, and then there was a fight, and then my mom's back in another hospital. It's par for the course. There's no saying she won't go to this thing. She's going to this interim home, this whatever. There's no guarantee she'll wind up back in her own home. They're going to be observing her at this place and seeing how she is, you know. I don't know, like I told Cheryl, my top priority is to get a fucking release signed, so no matter what happens to my mom, you know, even if she, whatever, and if she accidentally, like I almost did the other day, cuts herself with a knife or something, well then maybe I don't know, well, it's not like a hospital, I don't know if they'll have, I don't know how it works, but in any case, she didn't, you know what I mean, even if she might have been in a regular hospital, even if whatever, I don't want to be calling to this place and not be told what's happened to her because I'm not under any, the HIPAA law. I don't want to be shut out. I need a fucking release with my mother's social worker, period. Period. Like Cheryl said, I can only do what I can do. I can't force her to bring it. I'm like, what's wrong with her, Cheryl? It's a fucking piece of paper. And then I said, she doesn't like me. And Cheryl doesn't want to think bad of me. She's like, I don't think that's the case. Yeah, I do. Just bring the fucking release with you. Take it with you. My mom wants to sign it. She's getting out. She's fine to sign it. But she's going somewhere else. And I don't want, just in case, even if there's only a 0. Blah 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 blah, you know, 0.9999%, you know, something could happen again. I don't want to be in this situation again that I was in recently, when the social worker knew where my mom was and just wouldn't tell us, you know. I don't want this to happen to me again. I cannot take it. I cannot fucking take it. I can't take it, period. It's not rocket science. I can't take it. It's just a fucking piece of paper. My mom wants to sign it. Come on. The thing is, I'll know. I'm calling my mom when the meeting's this. I'm going to call my mom after. See? So I will know. I will know ahead of time before I talk to Cheryl, and if I find out there was no release signed, I probably won't call Cheryl right away. I'll calm down, because it's not Cheryl's fault, but, you know, I already know what's going on. What more I want to talk to Cheryl, but I might not talk to her right away if I find out there was no release signed. And the thing is, I know when the meeting is this week. I can call my mom right afterwards. Call my mom that night and find out from her perspective before I talk to Cheryl, and then I will get double perspective, won't I? See, clever. I am clever, aren't I? Oh yeah. See, he's sleeping. My mom would she'd die. She can't believe it, because he would never do that with her. If he hadn't eaten, he would bug her and bug her and bug her till she got him fed him. And then she'd have to hold on to him so he doesn't go to the bathroom or her bed. I have no idea why he's changed so much. Maybe because, I don't know, my mom's a pushover with both the dogs. She just lets them walk all over her, and I don't let them walk all over me. So he's learned, and all he really wants, he doesn't really want to be with my roommate's dog. I'm telling you, when I don't let Omar in here for whatever reason, like I was cleaning the other day, I'm not going to have Omar in here when I'm cleaning. There's nowhere for him to go, and he just gets upset, and I'm half stuff all over the bed, and I'm sweeping, he can't be in here. He doesn't even go hang out with my roommate's dog. He hangs out in the hallway right outside my door. He just... He didn't do that with Angel. He and my roommate's dog are not friends. They tolerate each other. They're not friends. They're not going to be friends. Roommate's dog's an alpha dog. Omar is not a pushover. Omar's strong. And roommate's dog apparently is used to being around dogs that let him walk over, you know. He apparently used to put the other pug's head all in his mouth. He used to drag him around. And Omar doesn't put up with shit, so they're not friends. Omar was friends with Angel. I wouldn't be waiting outside my door when he'd be cuddling with Angel in the living room till my mom came home. If I was in my room sleeping with my mom and my mom had left. Not now. He just wants to be with me, period. But he's a good boy. He doesn't give me a hard time. He lets me sleep. He certainly doesn't. If I wake up at 3 or 4 in the morning to go to the bathroom like my mom used to do, he certainly doesn't stay up and start whining and bugging me. He goes right back to sleep. It's crazy shit. I'm not sure what's going on with him. I don't know. It's good, but I don't know why it is. I told my mom, and she was in shock. She's like, really? Oh my God, I can't believe it. She was in shock. And I know my mom's not lying because I was living there witnessing it. I'd be like, why are you up at 4 in the morning? He whining, he won't let me go back to bed. I don't want to get up at 4, He doesn't pull that shit with me. He goes right back to bed. He's still sleeping now. Very agitated. I didn't sleep enough either. I don't remember the dreams. If I did, I would tell you what they were. I only know I would have been happier if I had slept, till 10. Or till 11 if I'd slept like 3 hours instead of just an hour and a half. He told me it's not supposed to be warm all week. Really hungry. Song lyrics. I'd almost forgotten that part of her Mother's Day. She wants me to print out song lyrics. She wants White Black by Dido. I introduced her to that song. She had never heard it before. That's how come she brought Chad Kroeger up, because she was talking about song lyrics, and then she was remembering that I'd sang that song for her in 2010, Rockstar, when I went couldn't even sing. She couldn't even do anything. She was slurring her words. She was all drugged up. That wasn't right. I don't know what was going on with that. But she'd been in there long enough that her medication had been ingested, but been well enough that wouldn't happen. But whatever it did. I said, I visit my mom in these places. You never know what you're going to come up with. What kind of condition she's going to be in. So that's why she brought up that meeting last week with Cheryl and my mom's hospital social worker. Because we were talking about song lyrics. She wants song lyrics. Can you get me song lyrics? Oh, Mama, I can get you anything. Not really, but I'm sure I have a computer. I can print you out songs. I can print them out nice and big because you don't have any glasses and you can't really see. So she wants Islands in the Stream, White Flag, Gloria. That's all she could think of. I'll give her the ones I printed out last time. Some of them were the same. I printed out Islands in the Stream for us to sing. She probably would want Faithfully by Journey. She likes that one. Don't Stop Believing. I printed out 6 last time for us, and I saved them in WordPad, so it's not like I'll have to copy paste them again. I can just print them out from WordPad. I know she's like, I can't remember. I'm like, any more you want? I can't remember. I know she likes 2 Out of 3 Ain't Bad by Meatloaf. She wants slow stuff, of course. I don't ever listen to slow stuff. I don't want to hear slow stuff. I only want to hear hard, pulsing rock. I just put Hollywood Nights by Bob Seger. I paid $1.29 Amazon. Got it last night. While I was walking home for his 3rd and final poo-poo walk last night, I'm Still Standing by Elton John came on. I like that too. Like anything that's just gonna be upbeat and, That's why I liked Nickelback's fast songs. They were fun and upbeat and, When I'm out power walking, I listen to my music. I'm just looking to escape into just, rock, hard, classic rock, or I used to have that on my MP3 player, Cat and Scratch Fever, by Ted Nugent that played yesterday, but I only caught the tail end of it. It was in the last line or 2 before it ended. Remember, I flipped radio stations back and forth, so. And then when I find nothing in the radio stations, I flip back and forth. Only in regards to a station I'd actually want to hear, the music, from it. Then I switched to my MP3. I like the Beat to Stranglehold by Ted Nugent. I don't like when I first heard it, I was in the shelter. I was out power walking, and I'm like, oh, I love this. It's kind of like AC/DC, it's like Thunderstruck or something, and that's on my MP3 player, Thunderstruck from. I didn't get it though. I got it from my cousin. I had it. But I looked up the lyrics, as I'm prone to do, and I don't like the lyrics to Stranglehold, but I like the beat to it. Leonard Skinner, I think, Last of a Dying Breed, to give you an idea of the kind of songs I listen to, because they're really good to power walk to, Last of a Dying Breed. That's kind of different. That's a little country-ish country. I don't know. That was one of those I heard it and didn't know what it was. But I remembered a part of it or something. I didn't know what it was. In the shelter, I think I heard when I was walking the shelter, and I couldn't put any music on my MP3 player when I was at the shelter. But for some reason I was able to remember just a tad of it. So it just sparked my memory, and I looked it up, and then when I was, of course, out at the shelter, I could put music on my MP3 player when I was with my mom. My God, last of a dying breed. I'm just so impressed because I know how Omar was living with my mom, and he's not like that with me here, and I have no idea why. Just as inside, I wouldn't put up with it. I wouldn't get up and get dressed and go and take him out at 4 in the morning. But he doesn't even force me to. He's sleeping now, and it's like 10. It's crazy. Crazy because he hasn't eaten. He's sound asleep and he hasn't eaten. It's crazy. And it's not like he has to eat like with my mom when he's 4 and 5 in the morning either. You know what I mean? I feed him twice a day. He can eat anytime. We picked you out of a perfect patch of punks. It's the thing about sleep, you know. You might think, you can think, oh, I get to go to sleep, I get to go back to sleep, it's going to be so nice. But then if you're me, if you're someone who might have nightmares, what was supposed to be so nice becomes anything